Programming the Digitrax DS64 and other options. I'm Tom Kovichak, and this is Tom's Trains and Things. This channel was created to help other modelers who are in need of guidance in pursuing their dream of building a model railroad. And today we're going to talk about the Digitrax DS64. I can't take it off of there, but you'll see it a little bit later. But there's one thing that I want to tell you about, and I'm going to bring up a screen right here about the power options on it. Now, I use the two lowest terminals on there from a wall wart, and I jumper it from one DS64 to another. But there's also a plug on there that you could see, and there's also, you could power it by track power. There's a track A and track B terminal on it also, and you'll be able to see it right up in here. Okay. Now, I ran into a few problems. I hooked up a little switch, a push button switch, a real miniature one that I got from Katie Coupler. They're selling them in a little package, just like they sell their couplers. And they were pretty cheap. I thought they were a pretty good price, but they seemed to have a little bit of a problem with it because when I pressed it, it seemed like it was like clicking it twice. So it was like the contacts were jumping in there. So you could see at the very end of the instructional video where I was having a problem with it. But other than that, everything turned out fine. So let's get going with this right now. Today we're going to talk about the DS64, and that's this component right here. And that is for slow motion or solenoid or bipolar turnout machines. Now, I have it for slow motion machines. I have it set up for that, but I'll show you how to set it up. And as you can see right here, I have the power going in on those two leads right there. And what I have a wall wart, and I just jumper from one DS64 to another. Now this one right here is a PS or a PR3, and I have its own power supply for that. But there's another DS64 right there, and then I have another one out of camera range. And I have all these wires, this green and black wire jumpered over to that one and to the other one. Now the other wires, these up here, are going to a terminal board in the back, and those are what operates 4 of my slow motion switch machines. And I have the I don't know if you could see them here. I don't have any in screenshot, but they're the Tortoise slow motion switch machines. The 4 wires up on top right here. That is for manual control of the switches. And what I did was I put some pigtails on this switch right here. It's a normally open push button. Okay, and it closes the contacts whenever I push it down. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on the first one. Okay, and one side goes right here on one of the inputs, and you have a common that goes on the third terminal right there. Okay, and the common can go to several switches, you know, to all 4 switches. If you want to have 4 push buttons on your panel to throw your switches, and it doesn't matter which way it is. If your switch is closed, you push the button and it will go the other way. So this is not selectable. It's just you push it and it'll throw it the opposite way. You push it again and it'll throw it back to the way it was before. So what I'm going to do later on, and that's not in this video, but when I finally get my fascia up here and my control panel up on here, I'm going to put diodes or LEDs on there so you could see which way the turnouts are thrown. I'm going to turn the power on here. And you can see the lights. The light on the left is blinking, and then whenever a turnout, I use a turnout on there, it'll switch it. Now, right now I'm in idle, and I guess that's too close, but I'm going to put it up in there, and I'm going to hit switch, and I'll show this on the camera later on, but I'm going to hit switch and 104. Okay. Now when I push the button, you can see the one LED on the right, and 104 is the furthest one down on that end there on my layout. But what I'll do, I just switched it, and I switched it again. I'm going to do 108. It's on one of the other DS64s, but you'll be able to hear it better. I punched in 108, and 108's a crossover, so you could hear it whenever I push the button, but you can't see the lights over there. But let me pan over this way here, and I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it. Let me see if I can get in a closer shot. No, the cable's in the way right now, so that's a bad idea. So I'm just going to get closer on this one here. Okay, now I got a real close shot on it, and I'm going to hit 104, 104, and you can see the LED on the right hand side. Whenever I push the button to switch it over, it lights up. And I don't know if you could hear it on this one here because it's all away. It's about 8 foot away from the camera. But okay, that's just to give you an idea of you know what we're doing here. Now I'm going to put this back in sleep and turn the power off. Okay, in order to get these to take a program, you have to disconnect it from the rest of the LocoNet. So what we're going to do is hit the ops. Let me see if I can do this with a screwdriver so you can see it a little bit easier. I'm going to hold this in for 3 seconds. Okay, because so my hand won't get in the way. Okay, now it's ready to program since it's alternating. Okay, so what I have to do now is go over to here and hit switch and switch 1. So it's already in the 1 position. Now I have to come down here and hit the C. Okay, and you saw this, I hope you saw the stat. When I push the C, it light up. So whenever you're finished with it, let's hit this again for 3 seconds. And it's out of program mode. See, it's just this ID one is just flashing. Okay, that's that one right there. Next one we're going to do is we're going to put these numbers in here, and then we're going to program this so we know I have different numbers for the different DS64s. I'm going to program the switches to 11, 12, 13, and 14. So what I'll do is push this in for 3 seconds. And it's blinking slow. So what I'll do is I'll hit switch. Okay, switch. I'll do 11. And I'll do 12. I'll do 13. I'll do 14. Okay, so that should be it. Okay, it goes back to the heartbeat. So what we'll do is we'll hit switch 11. And that one went. 12. That one went. 13. That one went. And 14. That one went. Okay. Now we're going to, well, I'm going to keep it the same one. It's number 20. But I'll show you how to do it. And this one's a little bit different. You have to hold the stat button down for 10 seconds. And it'll start blinking. And then when you hold it for 10 seconds, oops, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, it's alternating between red and green. So what we have to do, I'll put switch 2, 0 and hit okay, and it goes back, so it's back. Okay, so it took the program of it's 20. And the reason you want to identify these DS64s differently, if you're setting it up with a computer, that's how you identify the controller. I have mine set up as 15, 20, and 25. So now I'm going to have to change these numbers on here. I'll have to put a little piece of tape on there. But anyway, that's as far as what the programming goes. And let me see, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'll do switch 14, which is close. Switch 14. And last time it was closed, so and you could hear it switching back and forth. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to kill the power, and I'm going to hook up this little switch right here, and I'll show you how to do it, how you could do it manually with the push button. And I'll do it up here on the number 11, 12, 13, 14, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, number 14. And it goes 1, 2, 3, and 4. And the outputs on this goes 1, 2, 3, and 4. And these are inputs over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this red wire off, and I'm going to put one point of the push button up here and the other one on the ground right here, and that way I'll be able to operate the turnout with a push button. Okay, let me shut the power off for right now and put the switch on there. Okay, I hooked up the push button switch, and I have it on. I have the green wire over here on the third terminal, that's the ground, and I put the black wire up here on S4, Okay, so the inputs are marked S1, 2, 3, 4, and then there's other, I think it's A1, A2, A3, and A4. But I have it on S4. Now, and here's the push button. So what I'll do is turn the power back on to the system. Okay. Put power here. Okay, now it's working. Okay, so there you go. Okay, one more shot with camera in hand and push button in the other hand. This switch must be bad in here. It's giving it a double. Okay, I don't know if you can see that, but it'll try to move. It'll come right back. But there's the switch machine going back and forth. Okay, that's our lesson for today. Well, I hope you enjoyed the Digitrax DS64 instructions on how to program it and how to wire it. The next video that I'm going to do on Digitrax is for the PM42, and then later on in the beginning of June I'll have the model railroading for beginners, where I'm hooking up my Digitrax system to the computer through the PR3 and using JMRI. So I'm going to be showing you how to hook up the JMRI. I have a new Patreon page, so I have a link down at the bottom. If you'd like to go look at it and support me by that method, you could go ahead and do that. I have a link on there, and I'll have a link on the end screen also. And if you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You know why? Because it's free. There it is. You don't have to pay anything to hit that button. So don't be afraid to hit it, and while you're at it, go ahead and hit that bell. That'll notify you of whenever I have a new video coming out. Go ahead, check out my webpage, tomstrainsandthings.com, or you could support me in another way other than the Patreon at PayPal me, Tom's Trains and Things. Leave a comment down below. I like to read your comments, and I answer all of your comments. And go ahead and talk to the other commenters on there. Give me a thumbs up, give me a thumbs down. It doesn't matter if you like it or you don't like it. Tell your friends about it and share the video. Whenever you give me a thumbs up or thumbs down or do a comment, all those little things pop up there where you could share it to different social medias. So we'll see you. And by the time this thing comes out, I should be on my way back from Tampa, because I went to see Sundance Center for Fine Scale Modeling. It's their last day. This is due to come out on May 20th, and that's when I'm going up to see the all the layouts that they have up there and the new stuff that they have. So that's the last one that they have before their summer break. So